Hello, my friends. Welcome back to my channel, Other Musings. This is Sudipta here. Once again, I'm back with a tarot spread, a general reading, a timeless reading. So today, a very interesting topic. We will see, or it's my intention at least to help focus or shed some light on what it is. What is it that you can expect in the coming days, or in the coming months? Something that is very imminent, that is waiting to happen in your life. Something that hasn't really fully manifested in your life. Something that you can look forward to. That's why I think I've said something that is waiting for you around the corner. So when you say something that is waiting for you around the corner, that means, it's implied that it hasn't happened yet. It hasn't, or even if it has, started manifesting in your life, you may not have felt the full impact of that particular thing, of that particular incident. So this reading will hopefully throw some light in that direction as to what you can expect. Again, that exact definition of time can differ. For some of you, it can happen in overnight. Some of you, it can happen in the next few days. Some of you, it can happen in the next few, maybe a month or even a few months. But it's not something that for which you have to wait longer anymore. That part is very clear. Something that is you can expect to happen, take place in your life very soon. It's imminent. Right. So hopefully this particular reading will throw some light in that direction, my group, my friends. So you have 4 groups in front of you, as usual. This time I have chosen not to keep any crystals because I really want you to really focus on these 4 pictures and see which particular one is really drawing your attention, is pulling your gaze. That way, I think you can make the best possible choice. And that particular reading will correctly reflect your situation. So you have group number 1 over here. It says balsamic waning water moon, disillusion. Then you have group number 2. It's a moon mansion card. It says altar. Again, you have it's very interesting. You have 2 different moon phase card followed by 2 different moon mansion card. So then you have the group number 3, which says disseminating waning water moon, commitment. And then you have finally the sleeper, last but not the least, the sleeper. This is group number 4. So you have group number 1, group number 2, group number 3, and group number 4. 4 groups. Take your time, pause the video if needed, and really go by the gut instinct. See which one out of this 4 group or the 4 picture immediately, speaking to you, immediately drawing your attention. And stick to that particular group. And once you have made your selection, the timestamps will be given in the description box below. Go there and select your appropriate group. Now I will meet you in your respective reading. Thank you so much. So, hey, group number 1, this will be your reading. We'll see what good news or what you can expect to change, what changes are around the corner for you, what sort of news you can expect in the coming days. And again, I am not defining the definition of days over here. It could be within a couple of days, it could be within the next 1 month, 2 months, but something that is very imminent, something that is waiting to happen, something that is waiting to change. So, and I think that's why I have said, what change is waiting to happen around the corner. So something that is very imminent, right? So for this particular group, I feel like you people have, come across a situation where you have had to suffer a lot of stress emotionally. There was a lot of emotional turbulence that may have really troubled you, right? And because you chose this card over here, the balsamic waning water moon, it says disillusion, right? The balsamic waning water moon, it says disillusion. And you can see that this moon has reached the final stage of waning phase, right? And so that's why it is called the seed state, right? So it is now it has reached that final stage of that dark phase, and it is now the seed for future, for something good to happen in the future. It is now in that seed state, right? And that's why it says disillusion, because so in your case, it's like you have reached that final stage of disillusionment, right? There was a lot of dark phase, and now you're about to turn things around, and you're about to come out of that period of disillusionment, that period of darkness, right? And it's a waning water moon, and again, water signifies our emotions, right? Water signifies our state of mind, right? So definitely, you have come across, or you have gone through some emotional issues, something that has really kept you down, and now you're about to turn things around, right? And because very next to this card, you also have the romance card, right? And I'm going to talk about this a little bit later, but if you look at the other spread, you have so you have one of the other oracle card that has come out is the Treasure Island card. It's come out reversed, right? So something that has really been draining you emotionally, and as a consequence of that emotional overall lack of emotional well-being, something that has been keeping you under a lot of stress, right? You also have the 5 of Swords over here. You have the 8 of Cups coming out reversed. You have the stress card, or in the 7 of Wands card in the traditional tarot deck, right? You also have the 10 of Pentacles coming out reversed. This says we are the world. So clearly, you have not been feeling at the top of the world lately. Clearly, you have been under a lot of stress. You are lacking that strength right now. When you are coming across this reading, you are lacking that strength, that courage to face it anymore, right? Because, so something, maybe in some of your cases, maybe a recent breakup, maybe going through some sort of a household distress, some marital discord, domestic disharmony, as I said, some breakup in relationship, maybe some near and dear one passing away, or leaving you, right? Maybe some betrayal from a very nasty breakup with your loved one, where some betrayal from your loved one. Anything that has really troubled you, that has really put you in a lot of distress and stress. That's why you have the 5 of Swords over here coming up. It's also like signifies as if you are probably being dominated, right? Maybe in that earlier relationship you were dominated. You had a dominating partner who kept you subdued, right? Who kept you subservient. And that's why you had to go through a lot of emotional turbulence. That you are probably also under a lot of mental anxiety, and that's why you wanted to break free. You wanted to come out of that, right? And I think that's what's happening right now. So you have reached that final stage of the disillusionment, right? And what's going to change my group number one in these coming days? And and in fact, because of that disillusionment, because of that sense of overall grief, some sense of anxiety, some sense of feeling degraded, feeling trampled upon, feeling like you have been people have taken advantage of you in a wrong way, that has really robbed you of your personal success, of your personal growth, right? That's why you have the Treasure Island card coming up reversed. Also, you have the We Are the World card coming out reversed, right? So clearly you are not feeling on top of the world. Clearly you have been under a lot of duress, under a lot of stress, a lack of strength, lack of courage. So all things that could potentially go wrong has been going wrong for you so far, right? But I think what you can expect in the coming days, what's about to change, is basically you have this the guardian angel card coming up, right? So that means someone is clearly looking out for you. Your distress, your sorrow, your misery has really reached those divine beings, the ascended masters, your personal, your God, right? Whoever you worship, right, has really reached them. And I think they're responding. They're telling you that a new sense of love. You have the Romance card over here, and you also have the Page of Cups coming up over here, right? So a new sense of love, a new sense of well-being, someone new waiting to come into your into your life, someone who's going to bring in more, that well-being, that had really robbed you, that sense of harmony, the sense of the respect. Maybe maybe in that previous relationship, that's what you were lacking. You were denied that self-respect. You were denied that position of personal growth, right? You were always trampled upon. You were always dominated. Clearly, this Five of Swords card is very interesting, right? It shows like some leader figure, a boss-like figure, who thinks he or she is the king, who can who are holding a sword literally over your head, right? That's very interesting, right? So clearly, it conveys that you are not happy, right? You are not happy. You are not safe. You are feeling your personal self-respect was at stake. You are being taken advantage upon. And so that's all going to change, right? That's why it's saying for now, you go with the flow. You have already you have already almost exhausted that bad karma because of which you had to go through all this. You have already almost exhausted that bad phase. That's why you have this seed phase, the waning water moon, right? So right now, the things are going to start, turning, brighter. Things are going to stand towards more, happier times are coming. That's why for now, just go with the flow, right? And this also says the Ace of Cups, right? This card over here in the traditional tarot deck, this is actually the Ace of Cups. So you have the Ace of Cups, you have the Page of Cups, and then you have the Romance card over here. So yes, you have gone through a lot. Enough is enough, right? It's been terrible time for you, my group number one, and my utmost sympathy for with you, because I do probably can relate to this because I have also gone through some similar things in my personal life. But I can relate to this. But I think the good news is you have this. So again, you have the Ace of Cups plus you have the Page of Cups. So clearly a fresh, some new beginning, some new romance, some new love interest, someone who will understand you better, someone, who's going to be a real partner for you, is waiting to come into your life, right? And I think that's a good news that you can really expect in the next coming few days, or few days, or within a few months, right? And hopefully that's going to help you turn things around, right? Because clearly you also have the 8 of Cups over here coming out reversed. Now the 8 of Cups coming out reversed, and then the 10 of Wands coming out reversed, in a way kind of further strengthens the fact, further endorses the fact that you are not being able to come out of that situation. You are not being able to leave that situation behind, right? You are not being able to leave that thing behind and go for a new beginning. So you probably need some sort of a helping hand, someone who needs to come in, and someone who needs to provide that helping, who needs to probably reach out for you, who can help you go through, and who can help you leave this thing behind. And I think that is really true in a lot of our cases. When we go through some very sad, very depressing time, and when we feel like the entire world is out to really bring us down, and there's no one out there looking out for us, that it's like the entire universe is conspiring against us. At that time, you feel, that's why you feel so stressed. You feel that lack of courage. So you feel you lose that will to live. You lose that will to even hope for anything better. You become so pessimistic. You become so depressive, right? And I think that's what it's describing you over here. That's why you need someone, who can come in, someone or some group of people, your well-wishers, your people, who truly love you, who truly respect you, who truly value you for who you are. You really need people like that to walk into your life and help you turn things around and, provide you a helping hand. I think that's what is another message, right? So most likely it's a love interest. Most likely, is someone who's going to bring in that new sense of fulfillment for you, who's going to extend their hand to pull you up from this misery, from this miserable condition you are finding yourself in, right? Who's going to help you pull yourself up and turn things around, right? I'm very, very sorry for your case, group number 1, but at the same time, I think the good thing is, this is a seed for good, happier times to come. Definitely someone, in most of your cases, it's I think one person. In some of your cases, it could be some group of friends, maybe your own tribe, who's going to really come in and provide you that much needed helping hand, that much needed support, and help you restore your self-respect, help you regain your personal growth, put you back to track, back on track, right? So I think that's all I had for you, group number 1. Lots of best wishes, and I hope you find that special person sooner rather than later, right? And all the best. Thank you so much for staying with me, group number 1, and I hope to see you in another reading in the future. And if you do like this reading, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel and leave me a comment. I'll be very interested to know what you felt. Thank you. Bye. Hey, group 2, for those of you who have chosen the second card, that is this one over here. It's a very interesting card. This is about your reading. So we are going to see what's waiting for you around the corner. What's imminent for you, what news is imminent for you, or what changes you can expect in the next few days, the next few months. And again, I have purposely left out that exact scope, of whether it's like a few days or a few months, but because that can vary really depending on your unique situation. But I think by the very definition of this reading, it signifies some time that is not too far away, that is waiting for you around the corner, that is waiting for you to happen, or to happen, to take place in your life pretty soon, right? And I think in your case, group number 2, a very interesting choice of card. It says it's altar. And if you look at this card, it says, it's the immediate picture that I find interesting. The immediate thing that really hits me is that this lady, if you look at her, 2 hands raised, it's almost like a surrender face. It's almost like giving up. Right? And she has her hair is in the form of these dark clouds. And then she also has some pink clouds around her hand. And what's interesting is she has these symbols of the earth, air, fire, and water. All of these symbols are placed on the altar near her. And then she has a number 13, which is numerologically, 3 + 1, 4. And it's also ruled by, this is in the house of Virgo, and it is being ruled by Saturn and Mercury, right? So it conveys a sense of desperation. It conveys a sense of like pessimism. It conveys a sense of like, you're giving up. And what's interesting is, it seems you have everything in you to make it happen, because you have all the 4 key elements in front of you: the fire, water, earth, and air. But somehow you are still as if you have still not found that that way to move forward. And that's why when you are seeing this reading, you may be a little desperate, you may be a little frustrated, you may be a little pessimistic in attitude, not sure what you may need to do. That's why I said at the very beginning, what I find interesting is that almost that attitude of giving up, with your hands being raised, right? But what's interesting is, though you have this, you have this pink clouds, right? So you have obviously these darker clouds above. But to me, it looks like, those darker clouds are beginning to clear away, and you have these pink clouds, which are also very thin, and the very fact that they are pink, it suggests that not all is lost. Also, interestingly, the number 13 is 3 + 1, 4, which means, a new foundation or a new thing is about to happen. A new structure is being put in place. A new foundation is being put in place. Maybe that's why, while that foundation was being created, while the universe was making sure that everything is being put in place for you, to really gear things up, to really set your chariot moving. Right? Maybe that's why, you are in that holding phase. You are in that preparatory phase. And that's why, you may have been feeling a little discouraged. You may have been feeling a little frustrated. You may have been feeling a little pessimistic because things were still not working out to the extent that, you would have loved it to turn out. So it was making a little bit frustrated, right? But remember that a foundation was being put in place. And again, the fact, is that, you seem like someone who has a lot of potential, a lot of talent, you have a lot of skills. You have, and again, but that's because, you have these 4 elements in the altar placed right in front of you, right? And so though you're about to give up, but the other thing is, you have the Saturn and Mercury, and Saturn, is a planet of discipline, is a planet of also karma, right? So I feel like, this is the time, when you are being taught to be disciplined, to be patient, right? To maintain that balanced attitude, right? So now that, you are what you can expect. What you can expect now is, is that the fact that, now that this period is over, or now that, you have been strengthened, you have been, taught that lesson, that the foundation has been put in place, right? So now, what I see is a lot of positivity, lot of success, lot of good things are happening for you, right? Also, the interesting thing is, you have the Virgo. What I didn't mention over here is, you have the Saturn and Mercury, and also this house is being ruled by Virgo. It's the house of Virgo, right? And Virgo is one of the Earth planet, right? Again, so stability. It was teaching you to be grounded. It was teaching you to be more patient, more stable, right? Take things a little bit slow. So far as new foundations were being laid in place, as you are being prepped, for the journey ahead. But what you can expect now is, for the door to really open up, right? So whatever that, you are expecting so far, whatever that, you are really hoping for so far, but that floodgate is now going to really open up. Because I see the Chariot card over here. First of all, you have 4 major arcana cards side by side. You have the Hermit card, the Lovers, the Chariot, and then the Empress, right? All 4 of this card coming from a single tarot deck, has all of them are the major arcana cards. So that kind of signifies what I was telling before, that whatever that discipline, that waiting phase that you had to go through, whatever that phase, of patience, where, the universe was teaching you patience, balance, to be, to really hone your skills, to really, was making sure that you are fully ready, was prepping you in a way. That is going to now leave a deep impact for the rest of your life. That's going to really leave a deep mark for the rest of your life. It's going to really influence you in a major way going forward. That's why you have these 4 major arcana cards. That has now really taught you to be more balanced, right? That has really taught you now, has really set you up for success. So now things are not going to slow down anymore. What's interesting over here is you have this slowing down. This is typically the Knight of Pentacles in a traditional tarot deck. This has come out reversed, the slowing down. And then very right on top over here, you have the 8 of Wands, upright, traveling, right? So clearly now things are going to move a lot faster. The success that you have been waiting for all along, that's not going to now be yours, right? And that success is going to now come your way. So you have the 6 of Wands and the 8 of Wands. And then you have the slowing down on the Knight of Pentacles reversed. Right. And then this Empress card coming out reversed. Again, this kind of gels with what I was telling you about, while discussing the moon phase, the moon mansion card over here, the altar. The very fact that you had all the 4 elements right in front of you. So you're a very powerful soul. You have very powerful energy, right? That's why, you have that Empress energy, right? But so far, your energy was not being fully manifested, right? Because, it was in that holding phase. It was in that, it was, being, it was almost like, you are being prepped. You are being, the right occasion or the right time, hadn't yet come for you. And so you are being told to wait for that right time, for that right occasion to come, right? And now that time has come, and now it is no holding you back. What's interesting also is the way this Hermit card and the Lovers card and the Chariot card has come out. First of all, obviously, if you look at all these cards in this Hermit card, right? You have this white. This white deer, it's about to take a leap, right? It was so far grounded, now it's ready to take a leap. Same with this Chariot card, right? You have these 2 dolphins, they are like, again, in that poised to take a jump, poised to take a leap, right? For brighter future, for higher and better things, right? So this is where, you are, right? So as I said, the universe was preparing that right time, the right occasion, was preparing that driving board. From where now you are ready to take the plunge, take the leap, was preparing that launch pad. So that launch pad was being prepared for you so far. That's why you may not have seen much movement so far. That's why that may have kept you a little frustrated. It may have kept you made you a little pessimistic. But what's waiting for you right now is that launch pad has now been prepared, and now you are ready to be launched. Right? Now you are ready to be launched. So the chariot obviously signifies success and victory. Plus you have the Six of Wands, again success. And again the fact that you have the Knight of Pentacles reversed and the Eight of Wands upright. That means it's going to come really now fast. Now you are going to just soar high and high. No more holding you back. All the success, all the victory that you have been waiting for is going to now even come to you really fast. Really soon, because now you have everything in you. Your preparation, your schooling, your launch pad is ready. Right? That's why you have the Hermit energy. Right? That's why I think you have the Hermit and the Lover's card. Also, what's interesting about this Lover's card is you have now that energy where you can conquer even the most powerful energies. You can even conquer, see, this lady is, by her love, she has tamed this mighty beast. Right? So that's the kind of energy now you have, that Hermit energy plus this Lover energy, where you have that strength in you. You have that capability in you that, where first of all, your success will not now turn your head. Now you are much more grounded. Now you have, that's why, in this Hermit energy, if you see, the Hermit has his face turned away from everyone, right? So now you have that Hermit energy, where you are very powerful. You're capable of doing a lot. You're capable of achieving a lot, but yet that is not going to turn your head. That is not going to make you more haughty, make you arrogant, or take your feet off the ground. You're going to be still grounded, no matter what success, no matter what peak you conquer. You will still be grounded at the end of the day, right? And similarly, in this Lover's card signifies the same thing. Not only that, now you are ready to take on any obstacle. Now you are ready to tame even the mightiest of challenges, even the mightiest of obstacles. Through your love, through your determination, through your courage, right? So it's a wonderful card. I mean, wonderful spread in a way. So that regeneration of yours is complete. So far, you were regenerating, right? So now you have that strength and guidance. You also have the divine guidance, right? Now you are strong, right? Not only divine guidance, but I think the way the universe has prepped you, it's also like, your inner compass is working. Your inner guidance. I think the best guidance that we can get is not really from outside people. Yes, we are guided by our teachers, by our parents, by our peers, sometimes by good friends, and all that is important. All that is important in someone's life to really nurture them, to really help them grow in a proper environment. But I think at the end of the day, what really matters, is that guidance that you are getting from your own self, your inner guidance, that source of divinity that is hiding within all of us, your higher self. Right? I think that's going to now really work out for you. You are much more strong. This waiting period, this where universe was prepping you, universe was getting you ready for this successful future, for all these victories that are now waiting to be conquered by you. During this phase, you were made strong, you were made balanced, you were made so that eventually when you are out to conquer the world, you get that inner guidance. You are like that Hermit energy where you are not easily swayed by success. You're also not easily swayed by failure anymore. Where you can tame every obstacle. Where you are ready to take the plunge. Where you are ready to leap and soar high. Right? And all the success is coming for you. And finally, you have this very interesting card. Also, before I move on to this card, you have this helpful people over here. So clearly now, Not, this conveys two things. One is now you will be the center of attraction. You will be the cynosure. There's an English word called cynosure, right? You will be the cynosure of all eyes, right? Everyone will be looking up to you. You are that leader. You are that guide. You are that peer who everyone will look up to, right? So victory, leadership, ability to guide others, right? That's what's waiting for you. Success, right? A very powerful soul, very powerful, very potential, lot of potential, right? And not only that, plus now, you're also going to get the help of people, right? So I think, first of all, because, you are yourself, a loving soul, you yourself know how to work with others, how to even tame. That's why, even tame the mightiest beast. So if you come across arrogant people, if you come across people, who are very obstinate, who are, people with a lot of ego, you can even tame them through your attitude, that right leadership quality. And I think a true leader is all about that, right? A true leader knows how to bond with others, how to work, how to take others along in your journey, and to achieve a particular target, no matter what. And again, if you are working in a team, no two people may be alike, right? You will have different kinds of people. Some people who are going to willingly cooperate with you. Some people will have their own agenda. Some people will have their own ego, their own way of looking at things. But one who can still, despite all that obstacles, can work with others, okay, for that greater goal. That person is a true leader, right? That's what you are. So you have that ability to work with others, to even tame the mightiest beast in a way, to tame even the most egoistic of people, right? Most arrogant of people, right? And that's why people, you're going to also get their help, and they will also look up to you. Very beautiful, very powerful spread, very powerful soul. And I think finally the most interesting card in this entire spread is this card, right? It's a nothingness. And this comes from the Buddhist, what Buddha's concept of shunyata. It's not only Buddhist teaching, it's also, a traditional Vedic Hindu teaching called shunyata, nothingness, where you are being prepped. The ultimate goal is to, for you to feel that, you are that all-powerful being. There's a saying that says, you are that, right? What is that? You cannot define that, but you are that. When you say you are that, when you sense that you are that, right? That means, you are getting, you are being in tune with your true identity, that you are that nothingness, that all-powerful, all-pervading consciousness, that all-powerful, all-pervading existence. What in Vedic philosophy, what is called as Sat Chit Ananda, existence, bliss, and eternity, and knowledge, existence, and bliss, right? That's that existence. That's the nature of all of us. Right? And when you go beyond everything, right? When you can tackle everything, when you are a very powerful soul who, despite climbing the peak of success, is not swayed, still doesn't, take their foot off the ground, who can work with others, who are very victorious, very powerful soul, right? Slowly you are then getting close to that higher self, your true higher self. You're realizing your true potential, who you truly are, that you are that shunyata, the nothingness, right? You are nothing, but yet, you are everything, right? It's a very, very powerful reading. Group number 2, very, very powerful reading. So expect all the glories, accept all the aim, all the success for you. You are like that rocket that has been launched, right? So the launch pad is now ready. You are the rocket that is about to take off, or you have already been launched, right? So you can only soar higher and higher and higher. again, very, very powerful reading. I'm very happy to do this reading for you, group number 2, and I hope this resonated with you. If you do like this reading, don't forget to leave me a comment. I'll be very interested to know what you felt. Also, don't forget to press the bell icon so that you don't miss any reading from me in the future, and do like my channel. Having said that, I take your leave for now. Bye. Hey, group number 3, for those of you who have chosen this this card over here, the third group, it says disseminating waning water moon. It says a fruit, number 5. Also says commitment. Very interesting choice. And I think just by looking at the overall spread of your card, and and your choosing of this particular card, and I'm going to come into this obviously cover this in a little bit more detail, but just straight off the bat, I think this particular group number 3, you have some things in common with group number 1. So you may want to take a look at group number 1 as well. You may find certain things resonating from that group reading too. So group number 3, I think your choice of this particular card is very interesting because there's a couple of things to note over here, right? It says, first of all, you have chosen this waning water moon, right? Water. So it immediately signifies something to do with emotion, something to do with mind, right? And then it says fruit. Fruit means, obviously, you have sowed something, you have put in some hard work, or you have gone through something, you have paid the price, you have done the hard work, you have planted something, you have harvested, and now it is the time to reap the harvest. Now it is time to reap the result. Now it is time to get the fruit, right? And also it says disseminating, right? So obviously, it's time to more commitment. It also says clearly commitment, right? So whatever it is that's waiting for you round the corner, it has come from some sort of, it has not come easy for you in a way, probably. Probably you had to put in some hard work. Probably you had to go through some sort of emotional distress, some sort of lot of personal a turbulence, or maybe at some sort of tumultuous time, and then now that fruit is coming for you. Now the fruit is waiting for you, right, around the corner, and so to be ready for that fruit, to be able to fully take advantage of whatever that fruit or whatever that result that you are about to harvest, you should show now more commitment. You should be more committed to that because, obviously, you have gone through certain things. It may not have come very easy for you, right? And so now, when you're about to reap that harvest, don't let that go waste, right? So make sure that, you are committed, right? So that, you can make the best use of that fruit or that result, right? It's a very interesting choice. And it also says number 5 over here. You also have a 5 of wands over here, right? Plus, you have the 8 of sword over here. And this is a 5 of wand card, right? So I feel like for most of you, you have gone through some sort of, and maybe you are still going through some sort of emotional issues, some sort of quarrel, some sort of conflict, some sort of, discord. Most likely, it could be a family discord where you are not seeing eye to eye with your partner, right? Maybe there was a lot of quarrel, lot of issues arising out of your ego, clash of egos. Both of you, refusing to see each other's point of view. And I feel like, in this particular, case, group number 3, don't take it other ways, but I feel you are also in any situation like that, that you may have find yourself in in the past, where there was a lot of this conflict, lot of disharmony in the family, lot of tussle going on between you and your partner. Even you are partly to be blamed, right? And I'm going to tell you why, right? So I think what's waiting over here, first of all, is, and before that, let me just go a little bit more into detail as to why I think there was some conflict situation, some quarrel, some discord, disharmony in the family. Because if you look at all these cards, I've already talked about the number 5. You have the 5 over here, then you have the 5 of 1 that talks about clearly, it shows conflict, right? It shows conflict, and it shows this. I think most likely this is a picture that was taken from the Indian story of Mahabharata, where it shows, this probably the battle of Mahabharata, where these people are fighting. The Pandavas were fighting with the Kauravas. So there's clearly a lot of fight, a lot of conflict shows over here. Plus, you have this, the 8 of sword coming out reversed, right? Now, obviously, this plus the 2 5 cards, plus it shows compromise over here. This is a 6 of pentacle, right? It shows compromise over here, right? That means you are definitely coming out of a conflict situation. So even when you are seeing this reading, you may be still in that situation where you are finding yourself trapped, you are finding yourself cornered, you're like finding yourself like you may have that sense of betrayal that as if someone else has betrayed you, someone you trusted, someone you loved, or you may be feeling that you cannot take it anymore. A sense of dejection, a sense of frustration, a sense of depression, right? Where things are not working out on the family front. Or maybe some of you, if you're not married, in terms of your affair, or it could be also like, some other family member giving you problems, or at least you think apparently they may be creating issues for you, right? Something that has led you really, made you like, as if, you are entrapped. Now, this is 8 of Swords has come out reversed. That means what's waiting for you around the corner is that you're going to finally, as I said before, you're going to finally come out of that situation, right? You're going to find that whatever that labor you have had to put through, whatever you had to go through, all that tumultuous time, all that trouble, that's finally is being laid to rest. Now, in your particular case, remember what I said, to be able to fully reap that benefit, there is a need for commitment from you also, right? And I think in your case, what if you look at these 2 cards, it's a 6 of Pentacles, it clearly shows compromise. So if you look at this picture, this one and the 5 of 1 picture, there's a lot of this jealousy, there's a lot of rivalry, right? There's a lot of, you can see these two, these 2 faces, right? These 2, they look like warriors, Japanese warriors of some sort. There are clearly a lot of rivalry, a lot of hatred for each other. Right? So whatever situation you are finding yourself in, there's a lot of hatred, there's a lot of uncompromising attitude, I feel, right? And it clearly says compromise. If you want to really come out of that situation, if you really want to, reap the fullest benefit of what's waiting for you around the corner, even you have to do certain works, some homework. And I think what's going to really help is, compromise. And how do you compromise? You find that inner innocence, right? And this card is very interesting, right? If you look at this is actually the Ace of Sword. Sorry, not the Ace of Sword, the Page of Sword. This is a Page of Sword in the traditional tarot deck, but this picture, it kind of probably tells you a lot, right? It's like showing this figure, you have a small mind, right? And within that small mind, there's clearly a lot of hoarding, a lot of cluttering going on, right? This man is trying to has jammed too many things inside his head. You can see this, what looks like machine parts, cycle wheels, right? And he's building too many things inside, right? So there's clearly an issue about, you constructing too many things, you speculating a lot, right? You are filling your mind with too much of troublesome thoughts, too much of conjecture, speculations, and that's not only that's keeping you troubled, not only that's giving you sleepless nights, or it's also having a deep impact on how you are on your relationship, right? Because if you are not at peace, if you have maybe you are thinking a lot, maybe you have that overly suspicious attitude, right? Maybe you are trying to see things in places where there's nothing to be seen, right? That sense of paranoia, that sense of schizophrenia, that sense of like almost like some sort of a phobia, right? Where you are always feeling that someone is out to get you, or your partner may be betraying you, or people are out to get you, right? So there's a lot of this. So clearly your mind is cluttered right now, right? So a loud message from the spirit guides and from this tarot is to declutter your mind, right? Declutter your mind. And I think that's why it also says compromise, right? So see, and this comes right below this innocence card, right? Be free, be innocent, try to find joy in little things in life, maintain that inner innocence. See, this is very interesting. This card sits right, above this mind, right? So this person, if you look at the contrast in picture, right, this person is clearly, his world is distorted, right? He's deeply, in trouble, and that's largely, it's his creation, his or her creation, right? Because he's filled his mind with a lot of unnecessary thoughts, a lot of suspicions, a lot of paranoia, a lot of, phobia. That's why it's keeping him troubled. Deeply troubled, and it's also having an impact on his relationship, with his partner, with his spouse, maybe with his sibling, whatever it is, right? Because if you are not at peace, you are going to that your inner disturbance, your inner anxieties will also be reflected, in your dealings with others, right? And if you look at this person over here, so you are being asked to transition from this to this, right? Declutter your mind. Be free. Right? Trust the universe. See that there's a guardian angel card has also come. Why this guardian angel card has come is because trust the universe, right? Trust that everything is working in your favor. No one is out to get you. There's this angel card over here. So the angels, they're saying, just trust in us. Right? No one is out to get you. Declutter your mind. Try to learn to compromise. Don't always, be in that worrying mode. And again, I'm not saying that that you are the one to be blamed in this entire thing. Whatever situation you may have found yourself in, I'm definitely not saying that. Remember, you cannot clap with only one hand. You need two hands or two palms to clap, right? All I'm saying is, you may not be fully responsible, but you cannot also avert. You cannot shy away from your responsibility too, right? So you have to also step up, and you have to also see how to reconcile the situation, how to resolve the situation, and how to come out of that. Because, and again, he's also saying, ask for help from others. Right, so if you are having trouble, coming to terms, if you're having trouble decluttering your mind, if you're going into depression, maybe that the spirit guides, they're asking you to take help from others, maybe counselors, right? Maybe consult a psychologist, consult a physician, consult a counselor, or maybe even go out with your friends. Talk to your friends, and if you have any good friends, talk to them freely about your fears, about your apprehensions, right? But there's clearly a need for you to, declutter yourself and find that inner peace, inner innocence, right? Learn to trust others, learn to trust the universe. And once you do that, then I definitely see you are coming out of this situation. You are recovering from the situation. And I think that is the effort that you are being asked to put in. That is the commitment towards yourself and towards that relationship that you are being asked to show, right? See, if you put in that work towards yourself, trying to declutter your mind, and you're trying to come out of the paranoia, trying to take a more compromising attitude towards your partner or towards your sibling or whoever it is, with whom you have been in conflict in the past. If you show that hard work, if you do that, if you do your homework, if you do that commitment, then you will get the fruit. And what is the fruit? The fruit is, you will find that peace that has been eluding you. You will find that, there's no place like home. You will once again find that, your home is that loving place, that shelter, that hasn't been the case for you. Right? You will find that, whoever you are thinking as your enemy, they're actually, your loved ones. Right? And that, there can be love in your home, right? And again, so you are being, and so you also have this Knight of Pentacles, right? So take it slow, take it steady, right? Don't jump to any conclusion driven by paranoia, driven by unnecessary fear, unfounded apprehensions. Take it slow and steady. Then, you are going to not only do yourself a lot of favor, you're going to also come out of that aloneness. You have this aloneness card. Sorry, I have a hard time picking up this card. This is actually the Hermit card. Right? So you have the Hermit card actually over here. And that has come out reversed. So in your case, it's good. That means so far, you are finding yourself, lonely, inside, but now you're going to found, what's waiting for you around the corner is you're going to find yourself coming out of that state of loneliness. You're going to again find that in your home there's a loving place waiting for you. Your home, your family is waiting there. Right? If you change yourself, if you can turn things around, then your partner is also going to reciprocate, and you people are going to be able to create a better place in your home once again. You're going to come out of that state of loneliness. Right? You're going to come out of that sense of entrapment, that feeling cornered, that is increasingly keeping you depressed right now. Again, you have this eight of coins, right? This also coming out reversed. And again, if you look at this picture, right? She's like, she has this she's surrounded by this thorn. She has put in a lot of hard work. She has suffered a lot, right? Her hands are bleeding, her legs are bleeding. So she has put in a lot of hard work, sorrow, perseverance, right? She's clearly is not happy. Again, this card has come out reversed. So if you look at these two cards, very, very strong signals. Very, very strong signals, right? You cannot miss it. You have 2 8 cards, both coming out reversed, and both reversals are actually working in your favor, because in both of them, you see this picture of, sense of entrapment, sense of, and what's interesting over here is if you see in this 8 of Swords card, yes, she was lonely, yes, she was miserable, but if you look at it, there was this loving warmth, this loving comfort, as if some sort of a loving presence, has engulfed you, has kept you protected, even in your toughest of times. And that is your guardian angel, right? So clearly you are protected, right? You have that loving divine presence around you, that protective presence around you. So even in your toughest of time. So then no need to, if that is the case, and clearly the point is, you are going to come out of the situation. So one thing that again I have said as before is that trust the universe, right? Trust your guardian angel. They are there to protect you. So don't unnecessarily stress yourself and stress the relationship, right? Learn to compromise. Develop that inner innocence, right? Take things slow and steady. Before you do anything, don't jump into conclusion, right? Be calm, be poised, be balanced. Right? Consult your friends, talk freely to your friends, maybe even talk freely to your family members, have an open conversation, right? I think that's what's waiting for you around the corner, my group number 3, a more peaceful, loving atmosphere, right? Getting that love back, coming out of that loneliness, finding that the comfort of your family, finding that, that joy, inner joy, and also the joy in the companionship, right? And your change of attitude will also bring about a change in the other person. Because when the other person sees that, you are ready to compromise, you are not showing that stiff, uncompromising attitude, that's going to also create a positive influence, a positive, is going to also allow the other person to change, become more flexible. And again, when both of you come together, both of you take the compromising attitude, then you're going to be able to reverse this thing, right? Because I'm sure this is being also hard on the other person, right? And I think so this reversal is not going to really work out in your favor. It's going to work out also for the other person, for the entire family, or if it's a sibling rivalry for both of you, whoever, both the warring faction, both the person involved in this conflict, one or more. Right? So compromise, declutter your mind, develop that inner innocence. Right? Take things slow and steady. Don't jump to conclusions. Right? Trust the universe. Trust the universe. Even in your toughest of times, they were there. Even in this card, right? I find these swans are very interesting. See, the swans are flying over the girl's head. Why so? The swans, they are always taken as divine symbols. Swans or dove, taken as divine symbols. In fact, in a lot of Oriental philosophy, swans have a special place, right? So the swans here, I take them to be, the symbols of angels. See, they're flying over your head. Very, very strong signal that you are protected. No need to worry, you are protected, right? So trust them, trust the universe, do some homework, show that commitment. You will surely reap the fruit that's waiting around the corner for you. I think it's beautiful, beautiful reading, group number 1. All the best for you, and hope this resonates. Don't forget to leave me a comment. I would really be interested to know if this was what was the exact case for you and how you felt with this reading. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, and don't press the bell icon so you never miss a reading from me. All the best. Bye. Hey, group number 4, for those of you who have chosen this beautiful Moon Mansion card, the Slipper, this will be your reading. We'll see what's waiting for you around the corner. This is a very powerful spread. Let me put it straight away. I think so far all the groups have been pretty powerful, the messages that has come out, but this particular one is kind of really deep and very powerful. First of all, let's just briefly discuss this card that you have chosen. It actually shows this lady. She's clearly she's in sleeping, or she's in a dormant mode, with her hands crossed and this moon crystal on her chest, right? And you also have the moon and the Pluto. Right, moon and the Pluto, and in the spices that's going into Aries, right? So first of all, and then we have the number 28, which comes out to be 10, right? So couple of things, you have this Pisces over here. The house of Pisces it talks about sensitivity. It talks about almost a spiritual. It's a it's a house of transformation, right? It's also a water house. Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. It's a water house, right? So that's why you also see a lot of water droplets. It's a emotional powerhouse, right? Emotional powerhouse, and it's moving from Pisces to Aries, right? So you are an emotional powerhouse that is lying dormant, right? And it's lying dormant, that who's being prepped, or who's being who's going through that stage of transformation, that stage of deep molding, or transformation before you are ready to really step into that phase of intense activities, right? So before you start harnessing the fullest power that you have, you are being led through that stage of intense transformation. And I think the only analogy that comes to my mind is if you read about how steel is made, from iron, or maybe, for example, if you think of a steel sword, right? A steel sword, when you look at the final product, it's sharp, it's shiny, it looks very powerful, right? If you look at a steel sword that has been beautifully crafted, like for example, a lot of Japanese sword, they show that beautiful craftsmanship, right? Strong, tensile, ready to wreak havoc, very powerful. But that sword, if you look at the manufacturing process, the way the sword is made, it goes through intense, it is repeatedly plunged into fire, extreme high temperatures. Then it is taken out. Then it is hammered upon repeatedly, right? Till it becomes fully malleable, fully flexible. That's the way, a piece of iron, is slowly, gradually, and it's mixed with alloy, is slowly, gradually, with repeated high temperature, pressure, by beating on it. That's the way slowly a piece of iron is transformed into that beautiful shining piece of, sword, right? That can really do a lot of things. If put to right use, the sword can do a lot of things, right? So that's what your life story is, this particular group, right? So you are being molded. You are being, you are being put to maybe a lot of extreme temperature, pressure situation. And by temperature, obviously, I don't mean you are being shoved into a oven. Not like that. Don't take it literally. What I mean is that extremely stressful situations, right? You may have gone through a lot of extremely stressful situation, extreme pressure, extreme, burden, all that stuff, right? And you are being asked to hold on to that. You are being asked to, and the other thing is, you have Pluto. The planet Pluto, it talks about, it's almost like the planet Saturn, right? It's in a way, lot of way, I think it's like a karmic planet where Pluto really helps you transform. It's a great revealer, right? But before it reveals the light to you, before it reveals your true purpose to you, it makes you go through that intense dark night, right? So there's before your rebirth happens, before your transformation is complete, you have to go through that dark night, right? It really helps transform you. It helps purge your mind, right? It releases the buried power, of that's inherent in you, right? So it's a planet of really creative destruction, right? It creates, but just like, for example, if a painter is drawing something, right? Now, before that painter, can draw something new, the painter has to clear the canvas, right? So they clear the canvas of all your past tendencies, maybe all your past karmas, right? So that's what Pluto is. It brings intense power, intense creative power. It endows the person with a lot of intense creative power, right? Helps the person fully transform. Right? But before that, it takes you through that deep, that molding phase, where all your mental baggages, they are parsed, right? Right. So it's not an easy process, right? It is not an easy process because you have to overcome your greatest fear. You will come across many challenges, right? You will see a lot of obstacles. And if you look at this, you also have this page of Pentacles. It says adventure. So your life, group number 4, is really an adventure where you don't know what you're going to come across, right? Your journey can be very, very hazardous. There is no guarantee, right? There's no guarantee of anything. It's like a long adventure. But through that adventure, through that transformation, the universe promises immense growth for you, right? That's why you have this Pluto, and you're the moon. That's why you are going from this Piscean energy to Aries energy, right? So Piscean is that sensitive, strong, almost a spiritual, deeply spiritual, someone who goes through all the life struggles, ups and downs, hazards, a lot of danger, sacrifices, goes through personal sacrifices, right? Sometimes you may feel like helpless. Sometimes you may feel like you're ready to give up, right? But every day, as you are going through that, without you even realizing that, you are actually growing. You are growing to be much more stronger. You are growing to be, to really slowly, you're inching towards that goal of you eventually harnessing your true power. You're harnessing. That's why you're moving slowly from the Piscean energy to Aries energy. That fire, that steel sword is slowly coming out, is slowly being put to shape, right? And when that steel sword is fully complete, okay, that's why you also have this number 28, the number 10, right? 10 talks about in closing one chapter. So when your transformation is complete, when you are ready to reveal your true power, right? That's when the number 10 happened. That's when that means one part of your chapter is closed, your transformation is complete. Now you're ready to take the plunge. Now you're ready to show the world the true depth of your power, right? The true, what you are capable of, right? What you are capable of, your intense emotional power that is being currently held dormant, right? That will be eventually released, right? So it's like almost a period of quietude, a period of stillness. Just before a storm comes, you will see that lull, right? It's like a lull before the storm. And within that period of lull, you go through intense transformation, intense, and again, it's not easy. You're going through an adventure, right? You are like that baby, who's growing every day. You are on that uncharted territory, right? It's full of hazard, full of personal sacrifices, full of, a lot of troubles. It's not, again, easy. Again, you have that Pluto, the Saturn. Pluto is also typically the ruler of 8th house, which talks about the personal sacrifice, personal growth through sacrifice, growth through transformation. But eventually you see this rainbow, right? Out there, if there's rainbow, and you may not be realizing that, right? But you're walking towards something that is beautiful. That is something that is total, so darn healing. That is so transformative. That's why, you have this composer card over here. It's a very deeply spiritual reading, right? It's actually very deeply. So you people are very deeply spiritual because one who goes through that intense burning, intense transformation, they come out really strong, right? That's why, you have this 9 of Sword card over here. See, these two cards, you have this postponement. This is a 4 of Sword, postponement, right? Then below that, you have the 9 of Sword reversed. Right? So you have gone through that lot of trouble, lot of sorrows, lot of personal sacrifice, tumultuous time. But now what's waiting for you around the corner is that phase is now closing. So your transformation is now about to be complete, right? So now what you can look forward to is now you're coming out of that intense, turbulent phase, right? So now you're approaching a period of healing, approaching a period of rest, right? Composure. Right? Again, so if you look at these two cards, how beautifully tarot really lays out everything. So you have the 4 of Sword, and directly below that you have the 9 of Sword reversed. So from turbulence to rest, composure, healing, right? Now you are beginning to slowly get the full perspective of what you are capable of after going through all this. Because when you are going through all this, you are busy walking the path. You are busy dealing with everyday curveballs that life was throwing at you repeatedly, one after another, one sacrifice after another, facing one challenge after another, going through one hazard after another, right? Fighting one obstacle after another. But now you're coming to a phase, where the transformation is getting completed and you're slowly beginning to get the full perspective, right? You're looking at the bigger picture. You're slowly seeing the bigger picture. Not only the bigger picture, you're also beginning to see the true picture. Because so far, life may have been a very gray, very dark picture for you, right? Because of all that misery. See, now for the first time, the person is seeing that life is not all that gray. Life actually has colors, right? So your perspective is beginning to change. Your outlook is beginning to change. You are beginning to see the bigger picture. You are now entering that phase of inner healing, getting an overall understanding. Similarly, over here, you have the breath card reversed, right? As if breath card reversed means as if you are not being able to breathe, as if the life was suffocating for you during this intense journey, during this dark night, right? Life was suffocating for you. Life had become oftentimes unbearable for you. As you are chartering, going through that path alone, you are taking baby steps. But now from this, you are leading to this composure. Again, healing. If you look at this 2 card and this 2 card, same thing, right? From intense, turbulent phase, a suffocating phase, a phase of intense trouble, tormentation, to this, right? Composure, healing, getting the bigger picture, realizing what you're capable of, realizing what you have gone through was not meaningless, right? It had a meaning. It was meant to make you strong, right? It was meant to really fully harness your inner power, emotional power, your creative power, right? That's why if you remember Pluto, I said, it's a creative destruction. It destroys to create something even more beautiful, right? And then you have this 3 of Wands card, right? If you see this lady, she's beginning to now climb the ladder, right? She's beginning to now climb the ladder. And if you look over here, what looks like, some sort of an icy stream down below, right? It's a very cold night. It looks like it's a very cold, dark night, right? And she was probably submerged in this icy river all this while. Intense pain, agony, right? Dark. Well, you may have felt like there is no light, but now you have come out of that phase. So that all that intense, the dark night is over for you. That chapter has closed. That's why you have 28, number 10, right? The chapter has closed. Now this lady will no longer be dormant, right? Now she will reveal herself, her true power, right? Now you are moving from Piscean to Aries energy. That's why it says yes card, right? Now you are capable of now conquering both the world. You have already conquered your inner world, right? Because of all this intense journey. Now you're also ready to conquer the outer world. That's why you are ready to ascend. You are ready to ascend. Similarly, you have the Chariot card over here. Again, same story. If you look at these 2 dolphins, they're ready to plunge, right? They're both pointing upwards. It's like you're ready to be launched. And again, I think this is very beautiful. I think in this particular reading, we have 4 groups. I think 2 of the groups are similar, and then 2 of the other groups are also similar. I think group 1 and 3 are similar, kind of, and then group 2 and 4 are also similar. So in your case also, if you look at group 2, the kind of vibe is similar. But I think in your case, it has been a more intense journey compared to them. But even they had this kind of a similar vibe, right? So you may want to look at the group 2 card as well. That's the group 2 group reading as well, right? But anyway, so your ascent has begun, right? Your path to victory has now begun after going through all this trouble, right? After going through all this trouble, right? You are now beginning to ascend. The ascent is, the path to material success, to inner success, right? To fully harness your power that was lying dormant so far. You are moving from Aries from Piscean to Aries energy, right? That Pluto again. Pluto again, it's all about rebirth, right? It's all about rebirth. It's, as it is said, you die many times before you die, right? And so Pluto really that holds out the lesson or the promise of emerging from the flames of a new person, when you, a lot of chaotic events, they tend to shake your very foundation. It is actually Pluto that is provoking that change at the fundamental level, so that it really shakes you, but it also makes you brave. It also makes you powerful. Right? It gives you that self-belief that if I can take on all these challenges, I'm capable of taking on everything that life has to throw at me from here onwards. So if you have that kind of a resolve, if you have that kind of a steely resolve, if you are that kind of a strong, again, think of yourself, like just like that steel sword, right? Then that steel sword, at the end of the day, when that steel sword has been fully crafted, that steel sword can take on any enemy, right? Can take on any challenge. That's what you are. That's why, after this transformation, that's what, you can expect. That's where you are right now, group number 4. So very, very strong, very powerful energy, but at the same time, it's also a very intense energy. What you had to go through, I feel sorry for that, but at the same time, I feel happy for you that intense journey has led you to a position where very few people can probably find themselves in. You will now become very good leaders. You will be able to lead, you will be able to command, you'll be able to, operate in any situation, no matter how stressful it is, right? So you'll be able to really conquer, you'll be able to ascend to the true path to glory. Right? And again, that's why you have this solid affirmative yes over here. Yes, now the time is yours. Whenever you are seeing this reading, you expect now the time to really change. And again, you always had that rainbow in front of you. You may not have realized that, right, when you are taking those baby steps, but always, you are always destined for that glory, that success, that, that rebirth, that transformation, that renewal, right? So very, very powerful reading. Is almost a spiritual, very spiritual, strong spiritual undertone, because this is what the spiritual journey is all about, where it makes you go through all the life's ups and downs. It makes you see life up and close. Because most of us, we are busy with trivial things in life. We think, getting a nice house, getting a partying, socializing, shopping. This is what life is all about. And life is going to always stay like that. But some people, like this particular group, for them, life really drags them by their collar and shows them what life is all about. That life is not all, this just joy and fun. Life has a very darker side to it. And the sooner you come to terms with that, the sooner you will come out more wise and more balanced and more poised, right? And I think everyone has to eventually go through this journey that you are going through. Some people go through sooner than later. Right. So in a way, I think group number 4, you should find yourself really lucky. I know it may sound very ironical, but I think eventually once you have covered the distance, once you see the bigger picture, once that sword has been made. Interestingly, that's why you have 3 sword card over here. You also have the Ace of Sword coming out reversed, right? So, you are that Ace of Sword. You are really that sword. And that sword, was so far trapped. It was almost like this net was covering that sword, but now soon, you're going to cut through that knot. You're going to cut through that knot, and this bright, brilliant sword is going to come out. And so you actually have the Ace of Sword card in your reading, right? And it simply come out reversed because, again, it's round the corner. It's imminent. It's waiting to happen. But when that happens, you will be this sword, right? So very beautiful, very powerful reading. I hope, this kind of showed gave you some hope, because I know for you people, the journey was probably pretty tough. But hopefully it will now start, you will look forward to the overall bigger picture, and see why life had made you go through all this, right? So if you like this reading, group number 4, don't forget to, like and subscribe to my channel. Also, definitely do leave me a comment so that I know how you felt, whether it resonated, right? And hope to bring you another reading in the future. But for now, bye.